Welcome back to the final part of What If Female Deku was Queen Chrysalis. Y'all have loved this series, so let me know down in the comments what other series you would like to see. Anyway, let's wrap this up. We start off at the hero meeting, where All Might and Nezu are there. So apparently we figured out that Queen Chrysalis, the villain we fought several months ago, has siblings or relatives, or possibly even co-workers working for her, other than the ones we had captured. What do you mean? Well, apparently some of her associates attacked the USJ, one killing the Nomu, and another attacking our students. Kirishima almost lost his arm. He's currently having a fractured arm. It was nearly sliced in half. That's bad. And Bakugo barely survived the explosions. He's currently in the hospital. He's currently recovered somewhat. We managed to talk to him and find out this information. So I fear that these changelings, I believe, as I've discovered some things. I don't know their powers, but they can obviously move stuff. And they're blending in, so they may have some camouflage capability. Interesting. We have to keep an eye out for that. That is right. They managed to fool our security somehow. We'll be increasing security. Well, that is good. We are trying to locate their hive, or wherever they're located at. But unfortunately, we haven't found any useful information. I should have burned the entire thing to the ground to where she couldn't escape and attacked. It took her out. If you took her out there, what's stopping her allies from striking? As we only know there's 2 of them. For now, at least. She could have more allies. So we need to be very careful. Yes, we need to be very careful. Well, I was just here to inform you, to let you know of this new information that came up. Well, thank you, Nezu. As we go to another scene, where Queen Chrysalis has fully recovered. Hello, sisters. Queen Chrysalis, sister, you've recovered splendidly. Yes, thank you all for looking after me over my condition. Now, let's say we take on these heroes. Of course. Armed forces are prepared to strike, sister, whenever. We strike in a few days, after a certain incident happens. Yes, that should be a good plan. For now, let's rest, gather our forces, prepare for an all-out war. As we go to the hospital where Bakugo is at. My wounds have almost fully recovered. That's good. I can finally get revenge on whoever that was. I don't think so. As Green, the changeling that served for Queen Chrysalis, enters the room. Who are you? No one important. As he attacks Bakugo and kicking him towards the wall. A villain, eh? As he tries to pop an explosion. As Purple just tears his arm off. Ah, my arm! Yes, good work, Purple. Oh, I did a good job. Yay! As Purple's all excited. We're not done yet. We need to get rid of him. Bakugo tries to use the other hand to pop explosions. As he sends the explosion towards Purple's way. Green rushed him, stabbing him with his horn through the chest. As Bakugo spits out blood. I will take you down with me. As Bakugo does a huge explosion, blowing up the whole room they were in, causing debris and all that to fall. As we see Purple carrying Green away. We really shouldn't have underestimated them. It's only a few scrapes. Should heal in a matter of days. Well, let's get back. The others should be doing their part right now. As we go to some others, I saw a meeting with Nezu. You wanted to talk to me in private, Nezu? Yes, I'm here to talk about something important. And what would that be? Your demise. What's the meaning of this? As the blue changeling rushes to stab Nezu, as he manages to get over him, but the yellow changeling comes out of nowhere and hits him away towards the wall. Ah! So I guess you notice. We are masters of disguise, you know. That was the one mistake you made of making an enemy of Queen Chrysalis. So this is what you were. This is how you got information on us. Right. We've been spying on you for days, months. Changing into your precious students. And the war is just about to begin. What war? Queen Chrysalis and her sisters have been gathering up her forces. And soon you heroes will fall. With the entire society falling in the crumbles of the hives. The hives? Yes. Each area will belong to Queen Chrysalis and her sisters, taking full control over Japan. The heroes will stop you. I don't think they will. You can go ahead and end in Blue, as Blue chomps down, severing his head from his body. It's good that you're here to witness this, though, as the occasion of the war has now started. You're talking to a dissevered head, Yellow. I am aware, but the severed head is of the UA principal, a key threat into our plan. I understand that, but you could show the man with some respect. He did run this school for years, releasing top-tier heroes. I suppose you're right. And he's not as evil as others, but he's in the way. So of course we had to get rid of him. Now, what should we do about the body? Leave it here. It'll be a calling sign. Good. As we go back to the hero meeting, where heroes have met up after the explosion and after finding Nezu in his office, his head dissevered from his body. Apparently, Nezu's been taken care of, and Bakugo was also killed. What? We have no idea who done it. It could have been the League of Villains. We need to attack them now. We need to find out who done it. We're working on that as we speak. Very well. As we go back to Queen Chrysalis and her sisters. It's nearly time. Gather the forces. We go to war. As several of the forces have gathered, as her sisters and her commander generals follow behind. The heroes won't know what hit them as they're flying through the city, causing havoc with their changeling army. Destroying buildings, areas, taking energy from the population, only to increase their strength. Of course, they've been keeping an eye on the heroes, knowing who's weak and who's strong. But of course, there's resistance, as the heroes have gathered in force to come stop this invasion. As they say, listen, surrender villains, you do not stand a chance against us heroes. Did they just literally tell us to leave? Calm down, Liz. We'll teach them a lesson here in moments. Yes, but they don't get to order me around. Take care of the other top-tier heroes. We will take care of the number one hero. Isn't that right, Pin? And yes, I'm aware as well. As Yellow and Liz left to go to fight other opponents. As they arrive on the floor where they see Endeavor and Eraser. Surrender, you two. You're under arrest. Oh, really now? I guess we get to test our strength after so long. Am I right? I suppose you're right, sister. As Yellow relieves a really strong attack at Aizawa, Endeavor managing to block it with his fire, causing him to get hit in the back by Liz's attack. Ha, you left yourself wide open. As Aizawa tries to throw the scarf, attacking Liz as she keeps dodging. You know what, I think I'll mess around with you for a little bit, as she just keeps constantly moving the scarf, tossing Aizawa around, having him hit several things. Wow, it's really fun when someone else is being ragdolled for once. What are you talking about? As Yell stands beside her. It's not like y'all would understand, as y'all always beat me when we ever fought. Of course. You're pretty much the weakest one other than Pin. Even Pin is a bit stronger than you. I can still beat her. Yes, I know that. But for now, let's focus on this, as Endeavor sends a huge attack, as Yellow blocks it with ease. Ah, heroes, heroes, heroes. Such a nuisance. As she sends a blast, encountering Endeavor's. That's it, I'm no longer playing. Primordial Burn! As Liz attempts to counter it, but it's slowly pushing her back. I can't counter this. Give me a minute, sister. Changelings, come here! As several changelings surrounded Liz, I need to borrow your strength. Yes, as they all bow, as Liz absorbs the energy from them and helps her sister reflect the Primordial Burn back at Aizawa and Endeavor. That should take care of them. As we go to All Might, who had just arrived in front of Queen Chrysalis, Pin, and her other sister, White. Well, if it isn't All Might, I remember when you punched me into a mountain, leaving me with several injuries. It's obviously I didn't hit you hard enough. Well, I'll show you what it means to hit hard, as all three of the sisters attack at once. All Might accordingly tries to punch it, as it only sends him back, him flying, ragdolling into a building. You cannot face us alone, All Might. With our changeling army currently taking the heroes, you have no backup, no way to support. And that's where you're wrong, as All for One appears out of nowhere. Oh, if it isn't All for One, the next person we were gonna go after the heroes. It looks like you save us some trouble. What are you doing here, All for One? I'm the #1 hero in Japan. I can't have someone taking my spot. So for now, I will call this an alliance. Very well. This is getting more interesting. As we go to the changeling generals who are currently fighting with the LOV, Shigaraki trying to decay them, while they're keeping a strategic move around. As Blue is attacking Compress, Yellow Toga, Purple twice, White Kuragiri, and Green Shigaraki. And Dobby is currently fighting with the heroes because it's not technically an... The LV doesn't really know that they're allying with the heroes, because All for One's only allying with All Might to defeat Chrysalis and her allies. So it's kind of like a three-way battle. As they're fighting, as Toga tries to cut the yellow changeling. So weak. I could dodge this in my sleep. As she kicks her. You're so slow. All you can do is transform. And it's not even that good as us. There's obvious hints to tell. As she just keeps on kicking Toga around, Compress. Well, Purple's dodging him quite well. Oh, yep. As he's dodging, just having fun. No, it was Blue. Blue was the one taking care of Compress. Purple was the one taking care of Twice. As truth be told, Twice and Purple are just having a nice conversation. Ah, so you're Twice. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Ah, nice to meet you. I'm the Purple Changeling, the general of Liz's side of the army. Well, nice to meet you. No, it isn't. Would you like some tea? Why, sure. No, I would not. As he pulls out a glass of tea. Why, here you go. Why, thank you. As they're just pretty much having tea while the battle of conflict is happening all around them. Fighting, destruction, and they're just sitting by, enjoying some tea. You're not such a bad guy. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Well, Kurogiri was being dealt with by White, who's currently evading all of Kurogiri's attempts to portal and striking his metal plate. While Green is obviously dealing with Shigaraki because he just has to touch you and he flies. And he's way faster than Shigaraki, as he easily takes care of Shigaraki. Ah, much better. As we go back to the other two sisters, where Endeavor managed to survive by some stroke of luck. I'm not done. Oh, look, sister, it looked like he survived. Yes, but where is the other hero? As Aizawa wraps a scarf around Yellow and tosses her into a building. You should have kept an eye on me. As Liz threw a pole at him, hitting him in the arm. Good luck getting that out, as he's pinned to the wall. Now time to end you. As she charges up a blast, Endeavor punches her away, sending her flying. As she recovers, you're gonna pay for that. As she rushes, as Yellow quickly moves her out of the way before another attack from a random hero strikes her. Careful, we're not dealing with just two opponents here. Right. As more changelings come in to distract the other heroes. As we go back to All Might and All for One in the main field battle. As Chrysalis and her sisters are using magic, constantly fighting. All for One attempts to do a heavy punch on Chrysalis, as Pin uses her tail to sting and immobilize All for One's left arm. What'd you do? I simply paralyzed your left arm with some neurotoxin. As then White pulls down a building, going to crush All for One, while All Might goes to try to hit Chrysalis as she puts up a barrier. Nice try, All Might, but you're no match for me, nor my forces, as changelings just surround All Might, pushing him towards the ground. Good, my changelings. Now finish him off. As All Might punches, sending every changeling flying in different directions. You think that will defeat me? As All Might has a few cuts and scratches, but nothing more. As All for One breaks out of his building prison. You think that can beat me, the #1 hero in Japan? I admit, if I fought both of you by myself, this would be a death wish. But luckily, I have my sisters to thank. No problem, sister. I will take care of it. As Pin blasts a beam at them, as All for One uses a air cannon to block, while White striked their backs. So predictable. As then they say, why don't we finish this off? Yes. As all three of them combine to attack, making a huge beam. We could stop this, as both of them prepare. As Liz and Yellow convert their energy over to the beam, as it fired. At All Might and All for One using all their strength to try to block this beam. It ended up vaporizing their arm, as both of them had lost an arm from the attack, in the attempt to block it. Ooh, you sure really just tried to dodge that. Now y'all two are short an arm. And don't think so, as All for One tries to regenerate, but can't. What? I don't think so. As White just blasts, breaking All for One's mask and going straight through his head. Ah, so easy. Ours is not a quirk. In fact, our power can counter your quirks. Although it's for a short period of time. It only lasts for about a minute or so. It still works. Why am I speaking to you? Oh wait, I'm speaking to the hero. As All Might looks up a little bit scared. Not is now confident now that you've lost an arm. The heroes will stop you. I will stop you. As he raises his arm to go to punch. As the 4 changeling generals just pin him down. As they had already dealt with the LOV, while Purple is still just having a nice conversation with Twice. We have to meet up again. I gotta say, this was a really enjoyable meeting. Yes, I would have to say that too. What was your name? You can just call me the Purple Changeling. But in other words, you can just call me Steven. Well, hello, Steven. I'm Twice. Well, it was nice to meet you. I say, what about next week at the bowling alley? The bowling alley and Corner Street. Sure thing, I'll meet you there. As they just both walk away like nothing happened. As All Might is pinned down. I say, she's all yours, sister. Of course. As she finished All Might off. Good. As we go back to Yellow and Liz, who have really taken out Aizawa, his Endeavor's still playing a bit of a fight, but he stands no match against them. I guess we will just finish this off the old-fashioned way, as then out of nowhere, Purple just comes in and just sits on him. Hello! As Liz is like, Purple, what did I say about interrupting my fights? Not to interrupt or I'm gonna get a beating on the head. As she just hits Purple on the head. That's what I said. Now get out of here. As he flies away. Well, I guess that was anticlimactic. As they look over and just see a lot of changelings and heroes taken out. This war is really coming to a close. As we go to UA, that has been set on fire by Queen Chrysalis. Ha! They think this way we burn UA. They won't dare rebel against us, and we can have an infinite supply of energy. Yes, sister. I'm glad you had your revenge. We'll split Japan in between the 5 of us. Each of us will have a part. And we'll arrest every one of them that dares to face us. And for them living in our territories, their charge of payment will be us taking their energy. And those in prison will pay double. A good sound strategy, my sister. Now I have to say, this war was not easy, but with our combined efforts, I could have never done it alone, but we managed to prevail together. And you did excellent, Pin. Why, thank you, sister. Normally I would take the center of Japan for myself, but I'll leave it to you. Really, sister? Yes, I will take the mountains. White will most likely take the coast. Liz will probably take any big populated areas. And Yellow will most likely take the fields. So I get the area around the burnt UA? Yes. You get all this. Thank you, sister. After all, family has to look out for each other. As they just watch the smoke from the building rise up. As Chrysalis smiles. And I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. And comment down below what other series you'd like me to do.